All right, we just checked out with the customs. So it's a perfect tide situation. I planned on it taking longer than they told me it would. So we can just head out and shouldn't have to worry about going aground. I got a picture with the inspection dog too. Lots of kayakers to watch out for today. People just swimming right in front of me. Jet skis, rowboats, big barge. This is just chaos trying to motor out of here. Rabat behind us. Next stop is Agadir. Supposed to be a big kite surfing spot. So I've done a little bit of kite surfing, but I want to take a lesson and rent some gear and see if I can like really get the hang of it. Maybe stay there a week if conditions work out. I tried to go for a swim in this beach the other day. It was the disgustingest water I've ever seen. It's just completely, just all garbage everywhere inside the water and on the beach. Well, not really on the beach because they seem to clean the beach every day, but the water is just, there's just like, you can't stand, everywhere you look, there's just garbage. And that was on an incoming tide. I thought it'd be okay if the tide was coming in, but no, it's not flushing out, I guess, there. A little bit further down, it's okay, but it's still like, you know, gross foam and everything. While I was waiting in the customs office, I noticed that people kept coming in with forms, and apparently just to take your boat out of the marina and go for a day sail and come back, you have to fill out like paperwork with like the crew list, all their IDs and everything. So that makes you think. I don't like that, having to do paperwork just to go for a day sail. Can you imagine? That's Morocco, I suppose. This is the first test of the pelagic autopilot. I think the gain setting's a little high, a little overactive, I think. Pretty responsive though. Let's see, so it's on gain of 2 maybe? So what do? We hold a gain. How do we hold this for gain maybe? Tacking. Didn't want to tack. All right, turned off the motor. There's hardly any wind. Now we can hear how this thing sounds. It does not sound nice. I guess I'll have to get used to it. Much more high pitched than the other one. That's annoying. Ah, the motor gets hot too. See if I can turn the gain down. I gotta look it up. Okay, so I figured it out. To adjust the gain, you have to take it out of autopilot mode, put it on standby, and then you hold this button for 3 seconds, and then you hit these buttons to adjust it up and down. This is so stupid. This is how the other one worked. It was like these combinations. A button literally cost 10 cents. Put a gain up and a gain down button on it. Like, why is they so cheap to try to do everything with 3 buttons and then these 3 little 5 lights? I don't understand this. This thing costs $900, and they couldn't add a button for gain up and gain down. At least the Simrads, you can adjust the gain while it's still in autopilot mode. I have to like actually take the boat off of autopilot mode to just, you know, tweak gain up and tweak it down. That's something that's really nice to be able to just, you know, bump it up or bump it down a little bit, like as you need it. You don't really want to be going through like combination the menu things, but I'm sure I'll like memorize it. But just a little annoyance I have with this thing already. Also the noise, not so good. The gain not having its own buttons. We'll see how else. It's also very hot. Like, you can't hold your hand on it now, but that maybe was the gain was set too high. This is a bummer. Look, this brand new winch, it's already seized up. What the hell, Lumar? What is going on? This winch is like less than 6 months old. What is wrong with this? Let's open her up. I don't want to lose anything. Oh, the handle hooks the lifeline. That's what's going on. That's where I lost that last one. What is... Just put it back on and see what happens. It's really gross in there. Oh, how is that? I don't know how it's gotten so bad. I guess the roller bearings are just kind of gummed up. Just kind of cleaned them off a little bit. Still a bunch of stuff in there, like grit. I don't know, grit? Is that what it is? I don't know. So I'm not off to a good start. I got the winch going though, at least. Again, that's turning pretty smooth. But there's hardly any wind. There's a bit of swell. Let's see how this autopilot will do. I don't know. I think it doesn't have enough ability to move. It says to put it 18 inches from the axis, but that only lets the tiller move. I mean, hardly any. There's no way it could ever tack like that. So I think I'm gonna try later. I'll try putting the arm back here. That'll keep it off the locker, because I don't like it on this locker because it wears out my hinges. That's what the problem I was having with that one. Update on the motor mounts. The back ones, the nuts underneath on the bottom, they dropped all the way to the bottom. I guess I didn't tighten them enough. It happened on the ones in the back, so now the motor's out of alignment. So now hopefully there'll be some wind sometime. I think it's supposed to die overnight. The problem is it's the ones in the back, and I can't get a wrench back there unless I take off the starter, the alternator, like half the fuel lines, a bunch of electrical. I gotta take like all the accessories off the motor to get back to be able to adjust the back motor mounts. It's freaking annoying, and the whole boat will be a mess. Okay, another complaint. I'm not sure why, but I can't get this off ever. Did it rotate it or what? I don't know. It just jams up. Why is it doing that? I have to remove that, and then it comes off. So that's annoying. You want to be able to release the autopilot really easily. Maybe this isn't straight. It looks pretty straight. I put some clothes and a pillow over it, and that has made a significant improvement in the sound. So I'm thinking I could make a little enclosure over the thing with some real thick insulation, but then with enough air, you know, so it can still cool off. I think that would really help. And then maybe it could even go over the arm, you know, so I think it would just be completely protected from the elements and also keep it quiet. I see a project coming on. Well, it seems like the wind has called it a night for today. And I've dropped my sails so I don't wear them out. We're not super far from land. So I guess I can set my anchor alarm. See if we get too close, I'll wake up. Bunch of fishing boats around here, but if I'm just adrift, I guess I don't have to worry about them too much. And I don't really worry about the fishing traps either, well, unless I'm motoring. There's a ton of fishing boats right next to me. We can sail a little bit more, but now I dropped the sail once again. So I don't have to worry about sailing into them at least. That's kind of a annoying interface there. Using the blinking lights to tell you how much gain you have. Day number 2. We made it about 10 miles yesterday and overnight. Mostly had the sails down, just kind of drifting overnight. I think there might be a slight current with us, which is good. Pretty calm this morning. We're doing about 1.5 knots. Maybe only a knot now. I did a little bit of a little workout this morning, and I went for a swim. So feeling good. I found just a little bit of exercise on the boat. It makes a huge improvement in my kind of like mental state on the boat. So we got 305 nautical miles to go to Agadir. And I think the wind should pick up around noon today. So I'm just gonna edit some video, finish packing all my groceries. I got like a whole Atlantic crossing's worth of groceries before I went, not because I'm ready to cross the Atlantic, but I'm not sure. I think the grocery's gonna be far away in Agadir from the marina. At least it wasn't not as convenient as here. And then going forward, I'm just not sure if I'll have like access to the same like kind of stores. And I think I probably would in the Cape Verde Islands, but someone told me that they were very expensive there. So just doesn't really hurt to stock up now. And I got loads of bottled water because I don't especially like to drink the water out of my tanks, especially when I've been filling up at some of these marinas where it's just very chemically tasting. Yeah, so bottled water. I used to have like space for it underneath the bunk over here, but since for the past few years I've never needed to go on more than like a 5 or 7 day passage. I think it was maybe the longest one I've gone on. I've never really needed to bring hardly any water at all. Compared to like Atlantic crossing. So that area has slowly filled up with spare parts and tools and things. And now I don't have a place for like drinking water, but I think it's okay just for the next few weeks to have it just kind of on the floor in the front, because I'll drink through it and then we won't need it. But I think in the future, maybe next boat, have a water maker and some drinking water tanks. Because despite what some people might think, we are not going to stop doing big ocean crossings. There's going to be much more of them actually, because I want to do the Pacific, and there's a lot of big ocean crossings there. And then going to Australia and across the Indian Ocean and then maybe down around South America. So it will be less easy to get water in some of those spots, but really in the Mediterranean, you just fill up at a marina. No big deal, and the water is generally all right. But I'm a little questionable about some of the ones in Africa. I don't know how they are in Caribbean. How is water filling up with water in Caribbean? Is usually good. Probably fine. Finally got a little wind, doing 3.5 knots. So that unfortunately means I have to keep a pretty close lookout because there's so many of these really small little fishing boats. There's actually a slightly bigger one right here. They're really close to me. Hey! Thanks for friendly. Finally got enough wind to use the wind vane, so that thing's steering now. A lot more quiet, which is nice. I decided I'm gonna move the control head for the autopilot inside because someone on Instagram said that theirs got water in it, and I don't want to risk it because that's how basically all my autopilots die, is water gets in the electronics. And I don't have a spare right now. One hole drilled today. Okay, getting these screws in is a challenge. I just had to tape it to the end there. Let's see if that works. That did the job. Now I just gotta reprogram this thing to be facing forward. There is how you do it. It's simple, see? These fishing boats are like freaking messing with me. This is the third one. It's like they just come right in front of me. Where is he? And they stop. Like, they stop, and then you pass like 20 feet from them. Let's just turn and see if he follows me. Are you happy? I changed my course. Yep, now that we've changed our course, look, he's moving again, trying to get closer to us. What's the deal, man? It's been a really good day of sailing. Just like 10, 12 knots of wind. Pretty flat seas. Made some pretty good progress today. The only bad thing is all the fishing boats I gotta watch out for. And I'm kind of worried about that overnight, so I've been trying to get a little further offshore than the weather routing would have recommended, just to get a little bit out of their reach. There's a lot of container ships going up and down the coast too. So I suppose I'll trade fishing boats for container ships, but I don't know. I feel like the container ships, at least they're on AIS, so I'd rather be out with those guys. And it's not like the English Channel or Gibraltar or anything. I met this guy, Paul Weston, in the last marina in Rabat, and he gave me his book. He's written a few of these like nautical historical fiction things, and I'm enjoying it. So see how far I get to that tonight. Maybe I'll get the next two. Sailing into poorly lit fishing vessels. Kind of complete disregard to normal lighting conventions. Just a bunch of random flashing lights and stuff they put on them. Although my nav lights are not working, so I just got my mast light and steamy light on. So I guess I'm just following the local customs. Fast though. 5-6 knots. Day number 3. Winds continue to pick up, getting a little bit more rolly. I just woke up this morning and set the sail up wing on wing. Jib on one side, main on the other. And we're going pretty much downwind. And I got us 25 miles offshore. We passed Casablanca last night. Trying to get further away from those fishing boats seemed to work. I saw them mostly on the left side, and then the container ships were kind of around us and on the right. So we're kind of going between them. There was like a meteor shower or something last night. I saw a couple of them, but it was like only clear straight above me. It was clouds on some of the horizon. The sun's come up. One fishing boat off in the distance there. It's funny, the iPhone, the iPhone 15 with the zoom and the image stabilization is actually easier for me to use on the rolly boat than binoculars for seeing far away, at least during the daytime. It's like really good. There's a tiny little bird on the mast. End of day number 3. Pretty stellar conditions. Wind is building, but I think it should stay pretty tame overnight. Tomorrow, I think 8 a.m. it starts to really build. So at that point, I'll drop the main and we'll just do under the jib. We'll slowly roll the jib up as it picks up, and the wind should pick up to about 30 knots and then gusting to 40 based on the forecast. I'll run that on the screen or after this. So you can see my last weather forecast, but it sounds like it's still accurate. I messaged Annalene, she checked it for me. Still seeing a few ships, although it's not as many as I did near Rabat and Casablanca. But we're past halfway point, so we'll sail all day tomorrow, and then maybe get in tomorrow night, probably early next morning. I mean, we're cruising really fast. We might actually get in tomorrow. We have 140 to go, is that right? 144 miles to go. We were doing 7 knots, although it looks like we slowed down to 5, so okay, maybe not. I think we have a little bit of a current going with us too, which is awesome. That should also help tame the waves. calm them down a little bit because they're going with the current. I just woke up to put the mainsail down because we're going pretty fast. We've got, I think, maybe a new record, 150 miles in 24 hours. Pretty good. Things are picking up, the wind's getting pretty strong. Only 22 miles to go. We're going so fast, I think we might actually beat the real winds that are coming in a few hours. We just gotta make it around this cape. It's gotten a little bit, the waves gotten a little bigger and wind a little stronger. But it might get blocked a little bit once we go around the side of the cape here. We're just coming up on the fishing net area. I ran over only one so far, but now it looks like there's a bunch of them. Man, the wind just randomly died. We were doing like 7 knots, sometimes surfing down waves at up to 13 knots. I think we're averaging about 6 for the last 24 hours at least. 6.3 knots, I said. So we were having a great wind, and then it just died all of a sudden, and it switched from in front of us too. And it's gonna variable, so I switched to this guy. Hopefully it picks up again. I guess it's being blocked by these mountains over here. It died all of a sudden. We're so close, only 12 miles away. It's like a little more than I want a motor because the motor mounts came loose again, so I gotta fix that. So I was hoping to get them before sunset. We were gonna get them by like 8 o'clock. No, maybe not. Well, we almost got a sail downwind all the way, but then the wind died completely. So then I was gonna have to motor all the way. But then the wind turned against us really strong. So now we gotta tack upwind all the way. So it got worse and worse and worse. I'm not sure, maybe tacking upwind is better than motoring, actually. But anyway, it's gonna take a lot longer now. So we were gonna get in around before sunset. I thought, or maybe just as the sunset. Now it'd be maybe around midnight we gotta get in, because we got a fairly big swell left over from all that wind earlier. At least the swell is going with us, even though the wind's against us. A lot of lights, hard to make out the buoys. There's one. We're gonna go, I think we'll anchor outside the harbor tonight, because I don't really want to check it, it's very late. A little shallower than that, like I can see 20 feet. It's gonna be a little rolly. You can see the swell coming in a bit. Not too bad though. I bet it will rock the boat like crazy once we put the sails down though. Let's go to that shore, drop the anchor. Well, there is a more substantial port here though, so maybe they will come out and yell at me. We'll see. Alright, today is the next morning. I just anchored here overnight. The sun came up. A lot of swimmers out here. So I'm going to go into the marina and begin the check-in process. Let's try VHF Channel 9, see if they're on the radio. Marina Agadir. This is sailing yacht Pickled Herring 09. All right, we're checked in. This time it looked like they sealed my drone with the fancy Moroccan star. So they didn't take it this time. That's nice. Here we are in the marina. They found us a spot. Thanks for watching. Next video we explore Agadir and take the bus to Sierra to do some kite boarding. It was really fun. Also, this will be the first year I'm going to attend the Annapolis Boat Show. I'll be at the Creator booth October 12th and 13th. If you want to stop by, say hi. I'll have stickers to give out too. If you enjoyed the video and want to make a contribution, there's links in the description for how you could join the Patreon to see the videos a little early, or just buy me a beer through Venmo or PayPal or something. I'll see you guys next time.